Asking questions and giving answers are the basics of great conversation in English and in any language. But are you doing it correctly in English? Many of my students can get by, they can get their message across, even without the correct structure, word order, or intonation. But it makes for a very bumpy, awkward conversation. In this lesson, I want to help you improve the structure of your questions so that they flow smoothly, clearly, and automatically. And finally, you can start enjoying English conversations. It's important to spend some time improving your Q&A skills. Have you heard that before? Q&A? It stands for question and answers. You might have heard it somewhere before. Q&A. First up, let's review question structure in English. Now, the good news is that English questions are fairly consistent and easy to follow because they have a clear structure. There are 4 main parts that you need to keep in mind. The first part, question words. Who, what, where, when, how, why, or question phrases like how long, or how often, or how much. Then number 2 is your auxiliary verb or your helping verb. Be, do, or have. It can also be a modal auxiliary verb like can, or will, or should. Thirdly, you need your subject, I, you, we, etc. And your main verb. Any verb, play, eat, buy. These are the 4 things that you need, and you need them in that order every time. Okay, let's try with some examples. Ready? Where do you live? Question word, auxiliary, subject, main verb. What do you like about it? Question word, auxiliary, subject, main verb. How long have you been living there? Question phrase, auxiliary verb, subject, main verb. Okay, so what about this type of question? Do you live in England? In this question, we don't have a question word, but we do have all of the other parts of the English question structure. We don't have the question word, but we do have the auxiliary verb, do, the subject, you, and the main verb, live. It's as simple as that, every time. This type of question is perfectly acceptable too. You don't need to have a question word. There are 2 types of questions in English. Closed questions, the questions which start with an auxiliary verb, and open questions, questions which start with a question word or a question phrase. Keep that in mind for a few minutes. Questions that start with an auxiliary verb or a helping verb are closed questions because they require just a simple answer, yes or no. The detail is not really important. Do you like the soup? No, I don't. Can you help me for a minute? Yeah, I can. Have you been to Italy? No, I haven't. Are you enjoying the movie? Yeah, I am. Another good tip here is the connection between the question and the answer. See how the answer directly responds to the information in the question. Are you? Yeah, I am. No, I'm not. Have you? No, I haven't. Yeah, I have. There are lots of patterns in English questions, so if you start paying attention to the detail, you'll really be able to improve your grammar. Questions that start with a question word are open questions, and they're questions that require more information in the answer. Not just, have you been to Italy, but when did you go? I went last year. How long did you stay there? I stayed there for 3 months. Why did you go there? I went to study and learn Italian. A good rule of thumb is that closed questions are great for confirming information about people. Do you live there? Once you confirm the answer, then you can use open questions to learn more about them, their experiences, their opinions, their recommendations. How long does it take to drive there? What's the best restaurant to try? What's the weather like at this time of year? What's the best thing about living there? Again, let me show you that the question structure always stays the same. Question word, auxiliary verb, subject, main verb.